Hello viewer, welcome to another episode of Vaz Kitchen, and my name is Paul Maura Kimani, and today we are going to make a delicious Japanese meal, pan-fried noodle, a delicious meal from Japan with a good aroma. And I'll start with the ingredients so that you can prepare that meal. And I'll start with, on my left side, I have my cabbage, I have the spring onions, I have bonito, which are fish flakes. I have snow peas, which is another called minji, but still young. We have baby corns, which is still young, and also I have my hoho, which is a green hoho. I have onions with me. I have 2 carrots, which is going to add some color. I have chicken breast, which is a half kg. I also have the spaghetti, so that I can come up with that noodle. I have a Japanese sauce called tonkatsu sauce. I also have salt and pepper for seasoning. I have oil, and so that I come up with the Japanese cuisine, or I come up with the Japanese theme. I use chopstick to cook. I also have the chopping board, which I use this with the meat. I have my knife, and I have another chopping board which have some colors of vegetables to cut vegetables. I start with my vegetables. I start with my snow peas, cutting into different shapes. I'm coming in this shape so that my food can look appetizing. So what I'm doing is called mise en place. This work that you do before you start cooking, and so important. It's the main thing that you must do before you cook. My baby corns is already done. I go to my green hoho, which other people call paprika, but today I'll use green hohos. I'll do it in a julienne, or in African way, strips. So this is a julienne. Red onion, but Japanese they use white onions. I'll cut it in the julienne. So I'll also cut this one in julienne, those strips, big strips. So for a chef, we are recommended not to cut vegetable like this. Always use the chopping board. So it's professional to use chopping board. This is what I was taught by my teacher back in Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology. I did my course for 2 years. Then on that years, I left since I was employed by a Japanese chef or Japanese employer, who is also my director at Jeka Japanese Restaurant. So you can find me there. You can also find me on Facebook at Paul Kimani, Instagram Paul Kimani +254 Instagram. I'm Kenyan chef. So when you see my attire, it's all I represent Kenya. I love Kenya. I love Kenyan food, and also I love Kenya since it's my country. So I got the other vegetables, which is cabbage, the white cabbage. We have many types of cabbage, but today I have this is Kenyan cabbage or African cabbage. It's a half, so I'll cut it into another half. So that I can come up with what I need. So for me, I'll use this cabbage. You can see the shape is big. So I put it in another plate. Then my cabbage. That's cabbage. So since I also have the onions, which I'll use later on as my garnish. A garnish is to look appetizing to the customer, the one who is eating it, so that you know Kenyan food are mashakura. But for us, for those who prepare Japanese, every food must have a garnish on it. So I'll use a green which I'll use chopped spring onions, the spring onions. So I'll chop them into small cubes. I'll chop. The key here is chopping. So it's chopped onion. So every vegetable I'm putting on each vegetable in each dish. So this will be used later on as a garnish. So I go for the meat section. I use the same knife, but I use the different chopping board. So this is chicken breast. You can see it, so delicious. So you can add some salt on it. The reason why you're adding salt, so this is salt and pepper. The reason why you're adding salt is to give it some taste on it and flavor. The big strips of chicken. The reason why you're cutting the strips, so that since you're making the noodles, so that the meat will be well seen, it will be seen. Since also the noodles are also on strips, so you cut it into strips. Siku hizi mnasema nyama bila nzi hamwezi nunua. Hii ilikuwa na nzi nikinunua, so ni tamu, niko sawa. Okay, I will light my pan so that I can start now cooking. So you add the oil. You start with the oil. You arrange the ingredient and how to start with them. How you start with them? I start with the carrots, since it takes time to cook. My cabbage will be the second one. I have the onions, and then I have my meat on the other side. I also add my baby corns, my snow peas, my hohos, my spring onions, and also the bonitos. That's the arrangement, how to use them. So you can also leave the onion, the small onions. So the use of chopsticks is to avoid the contamination. So everything that you cook in Japanese, either be soup, you use the chopstick also. That's funny. So I start with my carrots. My pan is still hot. I want my carrots to be crunchy, so I start with my carrots. So nowadays it's better you cook vegetables well rather than overcooking them. As you cook, you also add your cabbage. And also toss. can also add the meat so that it can cook together. So this is called pan-fried noodle with chicken. So the chicken we have done it, but the noodles or spaghetti will come later. So in Japanese way, you have to look for a container. You marinate your fish you marinate your chicken, not fish. You marinate your chicken with the wine, the white wine. It's called Japanese way. You call it sake. Sake is a Japanese white wine. So you marinate with them. You add garlic and ginger, the paste, not the roots or the bulb. So you marinate them for maybe 24 hours. That's called marination. And now you can add the baby corns. Baby corns are very sweet. They also make salads. You can eat it raw without cooking it. No, the salt is not enough. Salt and pepper. Since my vegetables are more, so it's my time now to add the snow peas, which are green in color, and also they are so nutritious. And they are still young. I'll add some salt to my spaghetti water, which is still boiling. As it boils, my food is still cooking. The reason why I'm using 2 pans or two burners is so that each and every food should be hot, and also as food cooks, I will not have to wait for some time so that I can boil some water for my spaghetti or my noodles. So I'll cook at the same time I'm boiling my water for noodles. So I'll add salt and pepper so that my spaghetti can also have some taste when it boils. So I'll wait for my water to boil. At this moment you can now add the onions. I don't want my onions to cook further, so I need to have that flavor on it. Don't add flavor to the food. So I can see my water for noodle is now boiled. I put my noodles or spaghetti and some. So make sure that the water is enough so that the nozzle cannot be on top of water which is so low. So you stir them and wait for some minutes to cook. For Japanese, they use soy sauce, which is a soya beans. So which I would use, which is tonkatsu sauce, is based on the soy sauce. Soy sauce with mirin on it. Mirin is a combination of sake, which is a white wine in Japanese, and also the sugar. So this food takes only 30 minutes when you have your vegetables well cooked, or your vegetables have been cut, everything that is done. That's called arakat. Arakat, you prepare food before you cut vegetables before an order comes. So it takes less than 15 minutes when everything is being cut. Maybe it's the vegetables being cut into according to its shape. If the chicken is according to its order. If the noodles, we have the water that is boiling, which is still boiling at that time, it can only take 15 minutes. So when you're preparing noodles, it takes more time when you're preparing the what you call mise en place. When you're cutting those vegetables, maybe the meat, that's where it takes more time. But when all those vegetables are ready, you can take less than 15 minutes. That we are going to drain our noodles. Since I've seen it's cooked now, so I'm gonna use my conical strainer, which is I use this strainer. I simmer, or I put off my jiko so that I can drain my noodles. So I drain my noodles. So that's for pair with. I put my noodles onto my mixed vegetables. I not use all of it, since I not use of it. Put it aside. Okay, so this is the last moment. My food is now ready, so I add my tonkatsu sauce. That's where the sauce comes in. It's called tonkatsu sauce. I pour it on top of my noodles. I stir my noodles. You can also now use the sizzler. Sizzler we use here to plate my food. You put it on so that you can serve food hot. So my food hot. So I want my food to have that color, so I add more tonkatsu sauce on my food. See, my noodles are not hazijashikana. It's 1-1, so it's continuous stirring. And there you have the pan fried. This is now called the pan fried Norway chicken. So you have mixed the noodles with the vegetables and the chicken together. Come up with this recipe. So this is the last moment. So you add oil on your pan. You add oil on your pan. You can add quick dry. You can either pangoza na quick dry, or you can use your kitchen cloth outside, so that maybe your pan is dirty, something like that. The reason why I'm frying oil on the pan, so that my food can have that sizzling sound, and also the food cannot stick on the pan. That's why I'm using the oil on my pan. So my food is ready. Now I can plate it. I put off my light. I plate my food. That is the sound that I was saying, the sizzling sound. That's one proportion. So that's how you plate the Japanese pan-fried noodle. You use the one that is holding your pan. You put it on the table. That's where now you use the bonito. You put the bonitos. Look at the bonitos. You can put it on the sides. Then you add the spring onions and the food is done. Thank you viewer for watching. This is pan fried noodle. I hope you have enjoyed my recipe. You can contact me through WhatsApp or you can call me, which is 0701 433 605. You can find me also on Facebook. I'm Paul Kimani. You can also find me on Instagram at Paul Kimani 254. Thank you so much for watching pan fried noodle with chicken, a Japanese cuisine. Thank you so much. You're welcome.